Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode of reaction to Cowboy Bebop. This is Haarute Live, and my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? We're getting ready to watch Cowboy Bebop here, and last time on Cowboy Bebop, what did we have? So, we had a jet-focused episode, where we went to Ganymede, and we saw this woman from his past, Eliza or something like that, and we learned that Jet had this thing where he had, I don't know if he was a wife or just someone he was with, and then she kind of just left them without explanation, and he always carried that with him. And previous episode, he finally got some closure on that, and that was pretty cool. And there was like this theme of like moving forward. That was cool. I enjoyed that. So yeah, anyway, just moving forward into this next episode, let's see what happens. So yeah, not much I can say for this intro. It's getting a little bit late, honestly. Week has been really busy for me also. Like yesterday, I had a killer headache. Like I just wanted to die, so I couldn't get anything done. I didn't even have like a free time to do anything. I just kind of laid there, wanted to die. So yeah, yesterday wasn't fun, but today we're okay. We're moving. So yeah, let us begin. Check out the Patreon, check out the link in the description below with the pop-up on screen. You can get the next 2 episode reactions as well as full-length reactions over there. Just support the channel. That will help out a lot. Yeah, let us begin. So, Cowboy Bebop. There's no seasons. Cowboy Bebop, episode 11. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck is this? This sounds gross. This is like inside of a creature. Also, I see spiderwebs. I don't like that. I'm arachnophobic, by the way. I mean, it's animated. How bad it could be? Toys in the attic. That was a little bit creepy, not gonna lie.
Odd. You're sure?
Yes. Odd.
Okay.
Snake eyes. Even.
Oh no!
Hi.
I can't eat anymore.
She took
A man
everything.
keeps his word.
And that's why I told you not to play against her.
Ooh. What is this? Okay. Is this like inside the ship?
Those that try to get rich quick or live at the expense of others all get divine retribution somewhere along the line. That's the lesson.
This is narrated. That wasn't him talking.
I don't remember that.
What the fuck is happening this episode? It feels really weird. I hate these noises.
We deceive or we are deceived. Thus we flourish or perish. Nothing good ever happened to me when I trusted others. That is the lesson.
Okay, we're getting insight into them. Weirdly. I'm getting like a supernatural vibe from this episode or something.
You just didn't know about this.
The skill of the game.
That's what that was. I saw that, but I didn't know what that was.
What happened?
Somebody attacked.
Something bit me.
Whoa.
What do you mean by something?
It wasn't a rat, okay? Look at this. There's a weird mark on the back of my neck.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was a waste of time.
It happened near that old refrigerator.
Refrigerator? Maybe. There was a...
What?
No, can't remember.
What the what is happening? This is interesting. I'm like immediately just like, what the fuck? That was really cool. The character render was so close to the camera that it was blurry, but that was intended. They could have drawn that better, they just didn't. And they stayed on that for so long, just to make it feel like a little bit more unnerving.
Push it up and boil it in 3 cups of water, and when it turns green and goopy, you drink it.
Man, Jet is not having a good day. Ayn is like, there's some shit. Like, wait, what bit him?
Oh, brother.
Yeah, immediately passed
Quit
out.
joking around. Huh?
Oh, yeah, that's really bad. What the fuck? Object unknown. Do we have like an alien on the spaceship?
Well, it's
A mystery space creature!
Could be, yeah.
Wookie, the attack of the horrible alien!
Ed, Jet is dying right now.
These pairs are abnormal.
You think so?
Ed has never seen this before.
Something like a rat went through a mutation
It
and
could be.
evolved and turned into some kind of
Man, Jet got infected with the proud molecule, bro.
That's you.
Could be.
Right up there with Ed's theory that it's a horrible alien.
I mean, it could be both.
Pitiful.
Like, could be anything.
What are we gonna do, Ein?
Hi, yeah. We should listen to Ein. Ooh. Is he gonna go after each of them, like, individually? What the fuck? What was that? Look at the floor. What was that?
All right.
Okay,
This
she might get
locates and
bitten
monitors heat
next.
sources.
Tracking heat
You
sources.
see me?
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, they're equipping Ed because Ed is the tiniest. So Ed can get in vents and shit.
Ein, where are you
Well,
Hey! Wait! Hey!
you can see something right now. Yeah.
This is weird. Did it break?
No. What the fuck was that?
Remember that theory you had about a mutant creature, Spike?
What the fuck did she...
What do you suppose happens if you're bitten by it?
She got bitten? Did she have a purple leg?
Oh, life is so unfair, poor me.
My god.
Hey, come on. What's gotten into you?
She clearly got bitten, bro. Yeah, purple leg. That looks awful. That looks like necrosis. I love this episode so far. It's like a horror movie. Like, what the fuck is happening? And we gotta solve this shit in like 10 more minutes.
Looking
Okay,
pretty
who's
spooky,
getting bitten
mysterious,
next? Edward?
horrible alien.
Lesson 3.
Lesson. If you see a stranger, follow him.
I'm gonna go back to see every single one of the lessons after the episode is over. Who's it gonna get bitten? Is it gonna be Ed or is it gonna be Spike? Might be Ein too. Okay, I'm gonna call it Ed, Spike, and Ein at the end or not. Ein left.
Ein!
What the fuck was the thing that Spike saw? Oh god, is Ein next? What the fuck was that? Oh, Ein was next. I guess my prediction was like the opposite.
Hang in.
The fact that they don't want to show you what the fuck it looks like. Get the fuck away! But how do we resolve this problem though? Where's Ed?
Gotta go in.
Oh my god. What the fuck are we equipped with? Maybe you gotta burn it or something. I don't know. Lesson 4.
After passing the gate, this ship is pre-programmed to land on Mars.
Whoa.
The route cannot be changed once it is confirmed.
He's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I might pass out, and if I do, the ship is gonna automatically take me to Mars. So maybe someone there will be able to help out. Or we're gonna bring some alien life form to take over an entire planet. Who knows? I'm so invested into this fucking episode. More than any other episode in the show so far. Like, this is such a great horror episode. They are not gonna show me what it looks like. It's scarier if you don't know what it looks like exactly. How it's like squirt. What the? That's way too fast. Shit. It's way too fast, dude. He gassed the entire room. Okay, so he baited it in here. Ooh. Some moves. I think he got him. I don't know if that's gonna do anything though. Fire. He got him. More.
I'm sure it's still in the fridge.
Ooh.
That was when I remembered everything.
What the f-
It
okay.
was, 1 year ago, I had gotten hold of a real Ganymede rock lobster. I hid it in the fridge in the stockroom so no one else would eat it.
And
But I had forgotten about it and left it there for a whole year. I wonder what it looks like in there now.
fucking yeet that shit off the ship into space. Throw it into the sun. Yo, is that okay? What the fuck? It moved. No. Oh no. Of course it wasn't dead. Like, oh my fucking god. It's gonna be on Spike's back or some shit. It's like, oh god. It bit him. It did bit him. And it's still on the ship. It opened up again. That's the worst. Just, oh god. Just go. Go. Leave. Leave! Kick it back! Leave! God, his wrist that he's holding onto that, it's purple. He's gonna pass out any second now. That thing is still inside the ship, by the way.
So that's the story. And what was the real lesson? Don't leave things in the fridge.
Is that okay? Yeah, Ed didn't get bitten. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit! Ed, kill it. He's gonna eat it.
More pudding. Ow. No, I can't eat anymore.
Oh my fucking god! And I know the show, so that's just gonna be like the funny ending gag. Oh my god, this music. That she needs to burn into the sun. The fact that it's leaving all of this behind is like, who knows what that could do. The end. Not even see you, Space Cowboy, no thing. Just the end. Holy fuck, that episode was fucking good. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit of a controversial take, okay? That probably might be my favorite episode of the show so far. Like, more than fucking episode 5. Because I'm not sure about that, by the way. Because, like, I don't know, episode 5 was really fucking good. But it's been a couple weeks now. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed this episode. Because, like, this episode was episodic. It was a one-off, right? Because, like, this is... I'm watching Buffy at the same time as watching this. And some episodes for Cowboy Bebop are kind of similar in the sense that some of them are like plot episodes. Like there's something important for the characters, there's something important for progression. When I say that, it mostly means episode 5. We had a couple episodes where like new people joined the crew, and those episodes are important just because they establish a new character. But a lot of episodes of Cowboy Bebop feel like they really don't have a lot of point to them, because if the show is moving in a direction, I have no idea what that direction is, you know, because we get a lot of episodes where it's just like, oh, okay, we have a cool story, and then we just kind of it ends and we move on, you know, like Heavy Metal Queen, or really literally every story in the show so far, you know. But this one might be like my favorite, and it had like no implications or like nods at any character's past or development or anything. It literally was just like they had an idea for a story and they fucking told it, and it was fucking sick. And it's not just the way, it's not just the fact that like the story is sick, it's like the way it was executed, because this felt like a horror movie at some point, you know. It was like a 20 minutes like horror just idea, and they just threw it in there and it was sick. And like I loved it so much because like I noticed there was like one shot, and they did this across the entire like episode. There were a lot of directorial choices that made it feel like to make you feel like, oh shit, like unnerved, you know, like on edge. But the one I'm thinking about right now immediately is when Faye is walking through like this like hallway. The drawing of the character they chose was one that was so tiny, but she was deliberately put like really close to the camera so that she was out of focus, like she was blurred. And then they had her like look back like into the camera. That is deliberate, because when you have a character render that is so like fucking small and low res, you usually don't put its center focus on the camera. It's usually like a background thing. But in this case, they deliberately chose to draw her like that and to put her in the center of the camera so much for so long, and then she like turns around and looks at it to the point that she is the shot, but she looks awful because it's blurred and it feels like so out of focus. The only reason they did that was to make it feel weird. Just to make it feel like, oh, I don't like that. Like, why is it like that? And the reason why that is because the direction of the episode is trying to make you feel weird. It makes you feel like anxious. It's trying to make you feel like, oh, something's wrong. And like that's the entire episode. The entire episode is just like there's some weird shit and you don't know what the fuck it is. And it's just going around and it's making weird, creepy, like noises, and you don't see it. You see it from like a first person perspective, and it's just going all around, and it's like red, and then like they didn't want to show you what the fuck it was, and even when they did show it, like it kind of loses a little bit of its charm. But like for like more than half the episode, like when you see it, you only see like the shadow of like something. Or when Spike puts on the glasses or whatever, and you see this weird thing just squirming around, and it's just the fact that it's moved, it's like jittering at like a higher frame rate than the entire show. You know, it's jittering. It's just like it's like literally like 24 rounds a second. Like it's fucking using all 24 of those frames just to be like, and it's just like, what the fuck is that? And like, you don't see it because Spike is using the thermal glasses, so you don't actually get to know what that is. You just see like a yellow thing just being like this, and you're like, what is that? And when he jumps into Ein, you only see the shadow of something just like turning huge and falling on top of him, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And that's the great thing, is that like so much of what they chose to do was just like creepy things, and it was like a horror movie. It really was like a horror flick, like an 80s horror flick. And it tried to make me feel unnerved and on edge and anxious, and I was all of those things while watching it. You know what I love? I love when there's a mystery, and I love when they have a reveal, and the reveal doesn't suck. Because like, okay, something that kind of sucked a little bit was that they showed you it. You know, you see the blue like goo thing just moving around, and the fact that you see it, it's like a little bit like, okay, it's just like a sludge, you know, it's just like a goop thing. That's not as creepy as not seeing it. You know, it was creepy when it was just like moving around and you just see the shadow, or you just don't see it. You don't see it clearly. When you actually do see it clearly, it loses a little bit of its charm. But what I did enjoy was the reveal of what it was. So Spike just has a confrontation with it, which was kind of cool. Like he like dodged it, and then he like did like a front flip backward shooting off the gun, and he hit it, and it like stopped it, and then he just blasted it with fire, and he was like, oh, I think that did it. And then he was like, that smells kind of familiar. And then he had a moment of like, you know, when the camera is like really focused on the character's face, and then it goes wide, and it's just like, and he just realized like, shit, I remember what that was now. And he like, because earlier in the episode when Jet mentions the fridge, Spike is like, the fridge? Oh, no, I don't remember. Like he had a moment of like, I thought I remember something. And they was like, no, actually, no, I didn't. And then at the end of the episode, he has a moment of like, wait, shit, I know what that was now. And he says, and this is something really cool that the episode did. He said, and I went back to check the lessons, by the way. I did. But Spike said, a year ago, I got a hold of like a Ganymede crab or something like that. And I don't know if that's the thing that you saw previous episode. Because previous episode, Ed fished something out of the water, and it wasn't Ganymede. So maybe that's what that was. But it could have been something else. It is a Ganymede crab. I think that's what Spike said here. And he was like, I don't want anyone to eat it. I want to eat it myself. So then he put it in the fridge in the storeroom, and he just left it there, and he forgot, and it was just there for a year. So then he was like, oh, I wonder what that crab looks like now. And then he went to check on it. He opened the fridge, and it was like it was the worst thing I've ever seen inside of that fridge. And it was awful, and I didn't get to see a clear, like, full shot of what it looked like inside, but they show you enough of what it looked like inside. And Spike was like, nope. And I like that, like, he opened and then he closed it immediately, and you see that there's still, like, goopy things coming off of, like, the door because of how he opened it. Like, sludge started to come out. So just closed it immediately. He was like, fuck that. And then he's like, I'm gonna eat the shit into space. And I'm like, yes, we have to, because we like created a new life form, like an immortal venomous sludge, like a fucked up venomous sludge that mutated just being on a fridge for a year. Yeah, and that shit was awful. And then he just like, so yeah, that shit needs to go. And the thing is that I'm not sure what that was at the end of the day. I'm not sure if that was like a byproduct of what happened to the crab. Like, was the crab dead or was the crab alive? like maybe the crab was alive, because something I know about because something I know that is common in Japan is to just like kill the fish or the crab or whatever like before you eat it. Like you eat it like almost raw. That's part of the cuisine, and that's fine. But the thing is that maybe Spike left it in there alive, like locked inside of a fridge for a year, and it just mutated. I don't know for what reason. It's a different environment. Maybe there was some shit inside. And also could just be the fact that, like, hey, there was some bacteria or something that consumed it or consumed itself, or I don't know. It mutated, man. So maybe the thing in our episode was the crab itself that mutated. Maybe it was a bacteria that consumed and used the crab. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was bad. Okay, let's talk about the lessons, because I really enjoy the lessons bit. Because, okay, so I thought at first that it was gonna be more like a character defining thing, and it was a little bit. So there is 4 lessons. Lesson 1: humans were meant to work and sweat to earn a living. Those that try to get rich quick or live at the expense of others all get divine retribution somewhere along the line. That's the lesson. Unfortunately, we quickly forget the lessons we've learned, and then we have to learn them all over again. And that was what he thought before he got bitten, you know? And the thing is that he was gambling with Faye, because half the lesson was, well, he was gambling with Faye, because I went back in the episode to see it, and he started thinking that when he's gambling, and then after the gambling, when he encounters the creature the first time, like he is saying this lesson of like greed, you know, and how, because like he was gambling and he was trying to get some money back, and that's why he got like retribution. Like this is a little bit of like Jed characterization, you know. He's like, oh, I tried to get a lot of money just like out of nowhere, and I got played like a dumbass, so that's my fault. And then it's like he got bitten because of that, you know. It's like some kind of retribution, like the universe came together to say, fuck you, don't do that, you know. Lesson 2: Faye says, survival of the fittest is the laws of nature. We deceive or are deceived. Thus we flourish or perish. Nothing good ever happened to me when I trusted others. That is the lesson. So Faye, she herself says like, hey, like I don't really trust other people because we either are deceived or we deceive others. So the way she sees it is that she's consistently tricking people, she's deceiving people, she's lying, because if she doesn't, then she is the victim. Then someone else will lie to her, deceive her, and use her. So this tells us a little bit of like, maybe this is probably something that happened to Faye in the past, you know, like someone lied to her, someone deceived her, someone tricked her, and then as a result, she closed off from the world, and she's like, well, I'm gonna be the bitch now, because the world fucked me, so I'm gonna fuck it right back. Fuck you, world. So that's kind of a little bit of a characterization, but then she says this, and that is her lesson, and in a way, she's justifying what she did to Jed, because she did lie to him. That is her logic, and that is a little bit of characterization. I really enjoy that, and that is the second lesson. The third lesson is by Edward, which is lesson. If you see a stranger, follow him. I got nothing on that. That was just very simple. He was just following Ayn, and he was just like, yeah, I'm following Doug. In some ways, Ayn was leading you towards the creature, so yeah, I guess it works. If you see a stranger, follow him. I don't know about that. I don't know if you should do that in real life. I mean, I don't agree with Faye's lesson anyway, and I think Jed's lesson is more like a way you see the world, not so much a lesson. But yeah, Ed just feels like a cat. It just feels like a creature, and I love Ed. But yeah, that was pretty simple. And then lesson 4, the real lesson is, what was the real lesson? Don't leave things in the fridge. Which is really funny. It's really funny that the whole time this episode, they were saying the lessons, right? And I started noticing when Faye did it. So it was like lesson 2, and they have like a graphic for it, you know? And I noticed, well, even when Jed was thinking it, because like I thought that Jed was like saying that out loud, but he was narrating. he wasn't talking, he was narrating. So when he narrates and I see that he's not saying that out loud, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's like a piece of characterization then. So I should pay attention. And then Faye did it and Edward did it, and there's like a graphic on screen. So I'm just like, oh, I should be paying attention. This is good stuff. This is important for them, for the characters. So I'm just sitting here like, because the vibe of the episode wasn't like funny. I mean, you had a couple moments where it was like a little bit quirky, but like, the episode didn't feel like a whatever episode. It felt like, oh, this is intense, you know? And then the final lesson, Spike just goes like, shit, I forgot a crab in the fridge. Don't leave shit in the fridge, y'all. That is the real lesson. That is funny. That is funny. And that is a real lesson, actually. I can concur with Spike here. Because my mom has a thing where she is one of those like people that really never wants to throw away anything. She's always just like, no, I can make this work. I can salvage this, or like, no, we're wasting food or whatever. So she will always just get like anything and put in like a little like container or some shit and just put it on the fridge. And the thing is that she does that like every meal. And the thing is that after like a couple weeks, first of all, the fridge is like playing Tetris. Second, eventually I have a very sensitive sense of smell. So I can tell, I'm just like, something's bad here. Like in general, something's terrible here. And people usually don't listen to me. And it goes like a couple weeks, and then they're like, oh shit, there was like some fucked up shit right there in the back. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. Like, mother has a problem, and sometimes we should just throw away some things, you know? We don't need to salvage like literally like a bite of something and just throw it in the fridge to be forgotten forever. No, just throw that shit, dude. Just fucking leave it outside. Some bird is gonna eat it or something. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't need that. So I can concur with Spike's lesson. I believe he's on the right track. I believe we should all listen to Spike. And I think that is the final lesson to end this episode on. Well, the final thing I guess I can say is that, like, they all got bitten and they were all, like, dying to the poison or whatever. I could say that maybe next episode we're gonna carry that over, but I feel like we're not going to. I feel like every episode is episodic, so the story ended and that's it, and we're just gonna move on. And I feel like there's enough for us to just salvage it and just say, like, whatever, we just move on. You know, we can say that maybe it wasn't gonna kill them or anything. It was just gonna wear off eventually, so then it just wore off. We can say that Edward survived, and then Edward like devised some kind of antidote or some shit. Also, Edward ate the thing, by the way. I get the feeling that did nothing to Edward. Edward was just like, yeah, man, that was good food. Anyway, moving on. I feel like that's what happened, because Edward is too much of a comedic character to just like suffer from that, you know? That was like, no, that was a comedic ending. Therefore, Edward is okay. Through the power of like plot armor of the comedic character, it's just like, no, that was just a funny ending. Edward is okay. But also just the fact that Spike set the ship to go to Mars automatically, which means that Spike was like ready of like, in case I get paralyzed and I'm out and I'm dying, the ship is gonna automatically go back to Mars. So then maybe some people on Mars can help us out, you know? So Spike did that. So we can say that even that happened, you know? Like, even if everyone is out, the ship made it to Mars and they all got like treated and they're all okay. There is like some out in order for us to say like, yeah, whatever, that episode happened and we don't have to worry about how it got resolved. You know, I think there's an out. So yeah, that's just probably the final thing I want to mention about this episode. I fucking loved it. I fucking love it so much. Everything about the way it was presented, it was fantastic. So yeah, that was that episode. Thank you so much for watching this. And alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Cowboy Bebop. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions to Cowboy Bebop as well as full-length reactions, check out the Patreon, link in the description below. You can have your name around here. Yeah, check out the other stuff I do. I Twitch stream. Yeah, nothing else. Let's just go. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye bye.